Did you feel, Scott, yesterday that little glimpse of your season, really? You had good patches and then one little period in the last quarter and he brought you undone.
Yeah, well, I guess even last year when we played well, we had some of those patches. So we thought we controlled the game for a good portion of the game, and probably the last 15 minutes probably didn't, even from a numbers point of view that we had during the day, we were all in the red. So it was good feedback for us anyway, that we need to keep striving and play the way that we want to play for 4 quarters, and that's always a challenge.
Tommy, you done for the year? Is in collarbone, is it?
Yeah, it's definitely his collarbone. I haven't heard. Yeah, he's done for the year, Tommy.
Well, that's a big bloke. I mean,
yeah.
Can you speak about his season and how he's managed to fit in and become such an important...
Yeah, well, he's slotted in really well. I mean, particularly, we obviously with what Jake was able to do for us last year, they're similar players, and probably Jake held him out of the team for most part of that year. So he was able to get himself over the pre-season. He slotted straight in, and I think he's had an outstanding year. His courage and the way he works, in that back six especially, and for a young guy to come in and have that sort of influence in his first real year of senior footy has been outstanding. Yeah.
Can you sell him to the rising star?
I think his performances speak for himself. I don't think they need me to commentate on it.
Campo said, it was a bit last year as well. He struggled with sort of 5 or 10 minute patches in games. Is that just football, or is it something structurally or tactically that you guys can address?
I think 17 other teams having the same discussion every week, Theo. So I don't think I've ever been involved in a game where you dominated for 4 quarters the whole time. So there's going to be ebbs and flows in the game, but it's how you actually restrict those to 2 or 3 goals, not 6 or 7. That's the challenge.
So if you can't dominate, is there, like you say, is there an acceptable time where you go, okay, the opposition's going to do something, our next move has to be proactive? Is that a training thing?
Oh, it's a training thing. It's what your leaders can control. It's what the game asks in that point in time. Is it our contest focus? Is it the way we're defending? Is it that we're not trying to score as well? So I mean, each game will throw up a different scenario for us. So yeah, we'll keep training and keep educating our players, no doubt.
What about Andy Ott? Just talk about his performance. To come in late inclusion and play the way he did.
Yeah. No, it's significant for us. I'm not sure how many times Ben was held to no goals for the year, and only 4 possessions. He did a really good job for us. So, and that's the trust we got in Andy. I mean, he's an experienced player, and he's played at the top level for a number of years, and he's played back with that group. But for him personally, it was outstanding. He was a crucial part in us winning yesterday. So, full credit to him. He's engaged in the group. He wants to keep engaged in here and play here, obviously, and he's done no harm, that's for sure.
Do you think he's shown enough to warrant another contract, as you've missed to fix it whenever you need it?
Yeah, well, we'll wait and see by the end of the year. I'm not on list management, but we'll wait and see what the list looks like.
Expect Keith and Talia to push the selection this week?
Well, we'll expect them to train, yeah, so we'll wait and see by the end of the week whether they're fit and able to play.
Tendency to put Talia away for the year?
Oh no, we still want to win this week. So if he's in the equation to play, we'll expect him to play. So we've still got 1 game to go. We want to make sure we finish the year on a high, and we'll pick the team that we think can win on the weekend.
And Brody, I'm not sure if that was spoken about yesterday, but what's he done and how's?
He had a cool calf. We gave him up until yesterday morning, but didn't come up. So clearly we don't want to risk someone of Brody's ilk. So he'll train this week, and we'll make a decision on that later in the week.
What have you spoken about getting out of the last 2 weeks, Scott, when you know that you're not going to play finals as a group? Have you targeted individual areas of the game you need to try?
No, not individual areas. We want to make sure we finish collectively on a really good note. Clearly we want to be playing finals, but that's not going to happen. But in these times where you're perhaps not going to, you can actually leapfrog into next year. So we want to make sure we stand for something as a club and as a group, and finish the year well.
And a little bit about test the character as well, do you think, for the boys?
Yeah, well, that's always. Yeah, absolutely. That's normally you are playing for something, but technically they're not. But there's still things that we can get out of the year, both as a club, collectively, and individuals.
How pleasing was it for Betsy to take that mark, kick the goal at the end of the game? He's had a difficult year.
Yeah, no, it was nice way to finish. So we'd like him to be doing a little bit more of that. You know, he clearly is a special player, and he does those great things for us. But you know, those things get highlighted. But it's his chase and tackle and pressure that we really love.
Why do you think he's sort of lacked that star factor this year, Scott? I mean, he's been used in the midfield a little bit and away from goal. Is it just a change in roles now and then?
Oh, not really. He hasn't played a lot of midfield, to be quite honest, Theo. But I guess part of it is how we get it inside 50 as well. We probably haven't been as efficient when we've gone inside forward 50 and moved the ball as quick. And some of it, you know, you have to ask Eddie.
Tom said yesterday post-match he believed only minor tweaks were needed to get back where you want to be next year. You concur with that?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we weren't too far away, and clearly we had, you know, injuries to key personnel for most of the year, and we dropped, I think it was 5 or 6 games under 3 goals. So that says that we're not too far away, but we're far away enough that we didn't make it. So we've still got things we need to keep working on, as we did at the end of last year when we played in the grand final. So we're well aware of what we need to work on, but clearly we need to make sure we've got a healthy list. You know, that's number one, and we keep improving.
Just in terms of, you know, you're saying that you're going to be looking at specific things for the next game. Are there things that you're looking at factoring in? I know Pike said last week, you know, you already started the sort of autopsy of the season it was. Are you looking at those sorts of things, or is it more just what you've been working on the last couple of months?
Oh no, it's a collective. You know, we don't just isolate one particular thing. We've got to keep getting better. You know, in our contest phase. You know, in terms of how we, you know, with our aerial or ground ball or those things. You know, we want to keep making sure we're efficient when we go inside forward 50. So how we move the ball in our offense, and how we defend as a team. So all those things are still a work in progress for us. So when you don't make finals, that's the feedback you get. So we've got to keep working on those things.
Campo, what role will you play in the review of the season?
I'll do my normal review, Theo.
Yeah, what does that involve?
I'll be midfield and stoppage and over pre-season what it looks like.
How do you assess, like, is it your performance or your collective midfield group performance? How would you assess that?
Oh, we'll get the numbers and have a look at it, Theo. I'm not going to give you a full detail now about how we've gone, but yeah, we'll all have a full review of our lines, forwards, midfielders, defenders, how we defend, the whole lot, as we do every week in a post-game. We're about to go and do a game review again, so it won't be any different than what we've done in the past.
And you're pretty pleased with how the midfield's gone? On the whole, as a general,
Yeah, well, I think we've been able to expose different guys through there. Yeah, we've had some key personnel issues, you know, in terms of injuries and stuff, but at the end of the day, our midfield's probably followed the line of how we've gone through the year. You know, we've had some really strong performances, and we've had performances where, you know, we probably weren't at the level. So once again, failure is feedback for us.
Saw Faye say that there won't be any wholesale changes. Is that sort of settling to hear as a footy department, that stay the course with the guys over there?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's it is important, but you know, we think we've got the right personnel here and the right people in the right seats to do the job really well. As you said, you know, we weren't too far away, so I don't think there needs wholesale changes, that's for sure.